Hello, in this video we will demonstrate how to load the multi-data side-by-side patients on one screen. In this particular case, you have the right TMJ and the left TMJ displayed. So to perform that from the patient list page, we want to make sure that in the subseries that we don't have any patients listed here. So just hit the clear all and then it'll clear this box out. So we're going to pick this 6 and 7 here. So to do that, we highlight the first patient, which is actually the same patient. But anyway, we're going to highlight that. And then once it's blue highlighted, hit the Add tab right there. Hit the Add. Now notice it's in the MultiData Queue subseries. To do the second one, click the next one down on the list, hit Add. Now you've got it in the MultiData Queue in the subseries. Now to load them both, hit the Load Multidata. So this is going to load both. So here's how the side-by-side scans look, albeit it's the same patient, but just for demonstration purposes. If we want to double-click on any of the images, they both pop up at the same time, whether it's the 3D here in the axial, coronal, or sagittal. Now if we want to synchronize the images, because one scan may have been slightly different patient position than the other, we're going to click on, let's say, the axial screen. So we highlight this particular screen and notice the red frame around it. That is the active screen. So we hold the index finger down or roll the wheel. We're going to get this screen to compare to the image that we have on this particular view. So it's the same image, of course. Once we've got that, we hit the Synchronize button. Now, whatever we apply to one screen applies to the other. If we double click, we come out of this, we can go to any of the other screens, and they remain in synchronized format. So to unsynchronize again, make sure you're at the screen that you want, and hit the Unsynchronize tab, or Synchronize, uncheck it, and then their individual frames once again to adjust. So if you want to load one study up at a time, you can do that. Just double click here, and then you could load up one particular study. That is to say, using this little box here, and it'll change it. Now if you hit the arrow, it'll change it from study back to study. And so just this little highlighted box here does that. If one wishes to return to the side-by-side format again, just click this blue multi-boxed icon here, and you'll go back and forth again to the multi-data screen. There's a rarely used feature that you can fuse between the two and make a new set. So you can hit this Fusion tab, and then you can see that these frames, I'm just right-clicking to readjust, and you can adjust by number of degrees or angle. This is a compilation of the other previous studies here. So you can combine them and mix them, and then if you wanted to, you could create a new data set if one is so inclined to do that. But typically with the larger field of views, you really don't have to use this feature that much. So you could change the different features, like change the window settings, things like that, the transparency, just playing around with it. Something else you could do is once it's completed, you can check the registration, see if the numbers match up or not, and then you can hit the Stitch tab, and by hitting the Stitch, you combine these two and press the Stitch, and it'll make a new data set. I don't know if you can see it, but a little circle is moving around, indicating a new data set. So now the new data set has been created. You can go back to the patient list page, and under the Z6, you can see here's the new Stitch data set. If you right-click, Series Management, Download Series, that'll become a new data set, DICOM data set that you could pick a place to save or make a new folder. And so that'll be a new DICOM data set in case one wants to send to a third-party software, if that's even necessary. So when you're done, just click to another patient, or you can just simply hit Exit. And that's how you load side-by-side two on one screen using the multi-data feature. Thanks for watching.